Peace. What's good, family? Welcome back once again right here, man. The House of Ancestors. You know what I'm saying, man? It's God I see, man. Tapping back in with you all. I wanted to come back again, man, and give you another message. A very important message. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to break something down about this whole eclipse situation. I really want to put this whole thing into perspective, though, because I see a lot of things being blown out of proportion. So I'm not wasting any time with this message. I want to dive right on in. But before I do, if this your first time here and you resonate with the content, please go ahead, make sure you subscribe and share this message. You're gonna want to share this one because as many people as possible, maybe need to hear this, that may have a misconception about what's really going on here. So again, man, we tapping in here, the House of Ancestors, man. So listen, man. So first thing first, I know as you all know, all of you have been hearing a lot of commentary about this whole eclipse situation. Anyone who knows or who's been listening to me and who's been in tune with the House of Ancestors know that we always deal with information from a higher perspective. We don't take it and deal with it from a lower perspective, meaning that everything starts first in the spiritual and it trickles down into the physical. So we deal with metaphysical, we deal with the occult, we deal with the unseen, we deal with the Tao, we deal with that aspect of everything. So I want to get into this and I want to let you know about what's really going on, because all of this shit about you need to stay in the house, you need to guard yourself, and yeah, you should be doing that anyway, but don't be fooled. So I'm about to let you know why this whole thing is an actual hoax. It's at least the way that they're explaining it to you. So number one, I want to mention this right here first. So a lot of y'all might have saw that NASA is actually planning to launch 3 rockets into space during the time of the eclipse. So they want to launch 3 rockets while the eclipse is actually going on. You know what I'm saying? So these 3 rockets are going to be launched. One of them is going to be launched 45 minutes before the eclipse starts. One of them will launch during the eclipse, and the other one will launch 45 minutes after the eclipse. And these rockets are supposed to release these smaller rockets into space. They want to get into the ionosphere and actually see. They say they want to see, what it would be like, how the sun's activity when it's not actually active, when the sun is being blocked. They want to know how that affects the Earth ionosphere for that moment. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Why are they so interested in how the Earth's ionosphere would be affected while the sun is being blocked out? I want you to think about this for a second. Number one, you're dealing with a people who have been doing certain things on this plane of existence for a very long time. The time has come for divine justice to reign supreme over all things. And so they know that they cannot exist on the surface of this planet with the sun's activity increasing the way that it is. So number one, they're looking for an out. Also, don't be fooled by what they're telling you. They're actually looking for a portal. They're looking for an exit. So when they send those rockets up there, part of what they're looking for, yes, is trying to see how the lack of sunlight affects the Earth's ionosphere, because they've been telling you they wanted to block the sun. So they want to see how the sun being blocked will affect the Earth's ionosphere, and this is the perfect time for them to see that. But the other thing to that they're trying to look for, that they're not telling you, is an exit, because they know that this eclipse symbolizes a massive change on the planet. Certain celestial events happen in order to invoke change, and these type of changes cannot be stopped by man. And they know this. And they know that they only have a short amount of time, as the sun's activity is increasing every day, to get the hell out of here or off of here. But guess what? They can't. See, they can't. These individuals who have been, hiding, you know what I'm saying, behind your governments, and, you talking about people that you don't ever see their face. The few 1% who have been ruling, the world for such a while now, but really, based on what they've done, universal law has to take effect and they have nowhere to go. You talking about trapped souls. So this is the thing. They actually lack the superpower that it takes to get up out of here. This is why they can't leave. See, you can't get off this shit in a rocket ship. That's not how you leave. These individuals actually lack the superpower which we call melanin, thus lacking, you know what I'm saying, direct connection to the creator, the darkness, the cosmic mother. You know what I'm saying? So you can't escape universal law. The way out is not physical. And they're just now finding this out. They've known for a while, but they're starting to see now that you can't get off of this shit in a rocket ship. This is not physical. You know what I'm saying? This war, this whole thing, this whole shit is not being ran by physical means. The physical reality is only a projection. And so they're trying to do things because, see, you got to understand, you're dealing with an artificial race of people. You're dealing with an artificial human. They don't come from the creator, so they don't have that lifeline that it takes to get up off of here. Another thing, too, is this whole thing about CERN. So, they plan to turn that CERN machine on, which they've been playing with that now a lot lately, and it's fucking shit up. And they don't really know how to go about using this thing without causing destruction. See, they playing with the wrong thing, and what they're going to do is they're going to actually open up something, and it's actually going to suck, a lot of them up out of here. See, what's happening is they're trying to find what we call the God particle, to figure out creation. If they can't figure out, they feel like if they can figure out creation, that they can escape. If they can figure out how the whole universe was created, then they can escape. That's how they feel. But ultimately, they have to face Ra. They got to face that sun. They got to face the Most High. And it's actually no way out. It's no way out. And it's no coincidence that No Way Out was the name of Puffy's first album, too, by the way, on the sidebar. We'll get into that another time. A lot of symbolism with that, too. So actually, it's no way out. Pay attention to certain moments, because they symbolize certain things. You don't have to get wrapped up into all the other shit. Like, we got to look at the numerology, and we got to look at the metaphysics behind this. We got to look at the occult science. We got to look at the spiritual information being channeled down to us if you just know how to sit down, be still, and get the message. So what they doing is this. I'm going to tell you why this whole shit is a hoax about this whole eclipse. Why they bringing this whole, why they trying to put this whole idea out there as though this is the most important. This is a very important eclipse, yes. But is it what they say it is? No. Is it dangerous to you? That depends. If you are one of those who are on the God frequency, then this is your moment to use this celestial event to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? See, what they're doing is they're actually using fear to keep you from accessing the cosmic energy of this moment. They know that those with high melanin have a strong connection to the source. So if you use this moment to sit in meditation and focus your intent on change, you can actually shift anything in your favor. They fear that power. They already are searching for the third eye, or what we call the first eye, which is where the neuromelanin is stored. So that's what they're really looking for. You know what I'm saying? And yes, they have, while they do have some melanin, they don't have enough. And that is because they are not from the creator. This is why they can't leave this plane of existence. You know what I'm saying? And like I stated before, you cannot leave this realm with a physical spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Your pineal gland is the key. Make no mistakes. This isn't about race or any of that surface level shit. But it is about DNA and epigenetics. The oldest inhabitants of this planet are dark melanoid people. The same can be said for the inhabitants of Mars, the moon, inner Earth, the ocean, and so forth. You know, melanoid beings exist everywhere, though we don't all belong to the same bloodline. So my point is, we come from dark matter energy. You know, that which we call space is not just empty space. Dark matter energy is made up of different particles which come together to form a mass, which created the cosmos. So this is where planets and stars are formed. They don't understand this, but they are finding out real fast. You understand? They're starting to find out real fast, because it does not matter where they go. It don't matter how far they try to run. You know, even the depths of the ocean floor, they're starting to find out that there are more things down there, beings down there, that look just like me and you. My point is this. You're dealing with people who have tried to oppress a certain group of people on this planet for quite a while. And they're finding out now that the very people who they tried to oppress are the true gods of this shit. Make no mistakes about it. If you are on the God frequency, meaning you have done your inner work, your shadow work, you know who you are, you have a direct connection to source, you actually using your alchemical energy to do magic, then you are a direct threat to these people. And if you know who you are and you've tapped into your God power, then you got to realize at the end of the day, you run this shit. We run this shit. It ain't nowhere to fucking go. You can't get off this shit without first dealing with the consequences of your actions. This eclipse symbolizes change. And when we're talking about change, anytime an eclipse comes, an eclipse symbolizes transformation. It symbolizes change. And when we go into numerology, the eclipse is taking place on April the 8th, the 8th day. Also, we are in an 8th year. And, you know, 2024 equals 8. We know this. Simple shit. But we got to put it in perspective. And so 8 is the number of karma. So they telling you to stay in the house, but no, they better stay in the house. You feel me? Because the universal law of cause and effect is in full effect. The law of karma is in full effect. The number 8 deals with transformation. You know what I'm saying? The number 8 also deals with abundance. The number 8 deals with infinite potential, infinite energy, infinite intelligence. Going back to what? Melanin, carbon. Melanin, which is infinite intelligence, triple darkness. You dealing with the darkness. You know what I'm saying? When you deal with an eclipse, you deal with darkness for a brief moment. Solar eclipse. So when the sun is being blocked out in that moment, this is a time of transformation, instant transformation. And you can actually capture this moment and use it to your benefit. In fact, if enough of the right people directed their energy to one outcome during this moment, to clean house, to get all of these, to get all of these folks up out of here that need to go, that shit will happen instantaneously due to your God power that you have in you. We're talking about, listen, man, this is the time for the gods to return back to who they are and who they're supposed to be, who we're supposed to be. We already doing this. Don't just look at this moment as just being the only moment to do this. No, you should be already working and doing this shit now. But use this moment because it's a very powerful one. If you know how to capitalize on it, get on your diamond, get on your square, and you need to work with that. Please work with the vibrations of the number 8. Incorporate that into your work. If you're doing your alchemy at home, wherever you may be, I advise you to work in synchronicity with the vibrations of the number 8, because it's going to be amplified on the 8th day during this eclipse. So this is what they want to do. This is why the whole reason why they publicizing this shit, telling you all of these things that might take place, is because they want to invoke fear within you. The reason why they want to invoke fear within you is because they know that they can't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? They are really the ones who are afraid. They telling you not to go outside. No, they the ones don't gotta go out. They can't go outside. You can go outside and be fine. In fact, anytime they telling me to do something, I actually do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go left when they telling you to go right. These motherfuckers ain't never had your best interest, so why would they start now? You feel me? So anytime they tell you, oh, you know, it's an eclipse, you know, stay in the house. Go out, don't go outside. There's going to be complete chaos taking place. But listen, I want you to understand. There's going to be some chaotic things taking place, but the chaotic events taking place is only going to affect, mainly going to affect those who have, you know, overstayed their welcome here. May I say that? So what I said, I'm going back to what I said again. The law of karma is in full effect. An eclipse symbolizes transformation or change. They know for those on the God frequency, this change will bring more power, spiritual abilities, manifestations, and spark a change in the Earth's frequency. You know what I'm saying? But for them, it means total destruction, governmental collapse, annihilation. It's over. You feel me? The shit is over. They feed off of your fear. That has been the only thing keeping this illusion up the whole time. That's the only thing keeping it alive. They want you afraid. But see, the truth is, they have no real power. It's all an illusion. It always has been. A fucking smoke screen. And I hear some of the conscious, you know, teachers and some of the, you know, spiritual teachers and coaches talking about this event. But I also hear some of them talking about what they are doing and actually somewhat perpetuating the same type of fear mongering that the enemy is. So I'm here to say this. None of that shit is real. What happened to you being God over all things? The GOAT. So now you afraid? We done came this far. We at the end of this shit and now you afraid and you talking about what they gonna do, and man, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's okay to be aware, but the whole objective of this shit is to keep your energy focused on them. They want your eyes on them. They want you to keep watching them. They've been gonna do some shit for the longest. Get it the fuck over with already. If you're gonna do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? What can they do? They bet, listen, their whole structure is based on your fear. Because why? They need your energy in order to make their ship run. Anytime you give something energy, you give it power. So this whole time they've been talking about all of this shit that they gonna do, and they doing a lot of it. You know, they doing a lot of it, no doubt. But see, the key here is, it's the only thing that can make those things effective is when you actually focus your energy toward that thing. None of that shit would work if you did not invest so much of your energy and emotion in it. Remember, emotion is always energy in motion. Whenever you put emotion behind a thought, a feeling actually creates energy, and that energy goes out into the universe. And there are entities that can feed off of that energy. And this is exactly what they use to fuel their system. All of this time, that's what they've been using. None of the shit was actually based on real power. They never had any. This is why they need yours. They don't know how to do the things that we do. You better know how to go within. You know what I'm saying? Communicating communicating telepathically and shit like that. You know, these type of events actually give you an opportunity to turn on your gifts and actually, really ramp up your energy and access the higher realms. This is a time to really be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I would go outside if I was you. You don't have to go out in the crowd. When I say go outside, I don't mean going outside to put on some glasses just to go look at the eclipse. I'm talking about actually going outside and finding you somewhere in silence and nature and sitting still and actually sit there and focus your intention during that moment on creating something massive for yourself and on this planet, because we are at the brink of all of this shit. It is over. The gig is up. We know. You should know. I know. You know what I'm saying? So this is that moment. That shit about all of these events taking place, that shit is all a hoax. There's going to be some massive changes and some things going on. Yes, this event, this celestial event, is going to shake up a whole lot of things on this planet. But it's not going to be what they saying. It's not going to be what you think. The shit that's going to be shaken up is not what they doing. It's what the creator is doing on this planet. Make no mistake. These fools they don't even know how to get the fuck off this planet. And you believing everything that they tell you about what's going on. They don't run this shit. We run this shit. Go back and look at the video of the it was a white guy from NASA talking about how he went on a space mission and they told him not to reveal this information, and he saw giant 9-foot black beings getting off the fucking spaceship. Why? Because these are the entities that rule the universe. We talking about melanoid beings running this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even Elijah Muhammad always talked about the will. I'm not by any means a follower of Islam or the Muslim shit. I'm just talking about this from a scientific, real factual perspective. You understand? Even he talked about the will. He talked about the beings. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Bible of Ezekiel, it talked about the will. It talked about these beings. Also, there was another spaceship last year that landed on a runway at an airport. And this alerted the people there at the airport. Once this ship actually landed on this airport, they said that the back of this ship opened up, and out of it came over probably 200 black young men, beings, and they were all roughly around 8, 9, maybe 10 feet tall. And when they came out the back of this ship, they all surrounded the ship, holding firearms, holding a weapon. And these black beings actually surrounded the ship. They got into a stance as if they were protecting this ship. So you got to understand, there's something bigger going on, and there's something more advanced at play than all of this propaganda bullshit about the eclipse and all of this other shit about what they talking about. You got to understand, we talking about magic. This is the time to tap into that magic. Everything that has been winning up until this point, all of that shit is about to change. See, this is a pivotal point. Remember, like I said earlier, we're dealing with the number 8. 8 is the number of transformation. So this is the pendulum swinging back. And when it swings back, that means that all those who were in power must fall. All of those who were oppressed must rise. But this don't mean everybody. By all means, it don't mean everybody. You're not just gonna sit at home and do nothing and think that you're gonna be able to elevate up out of this shit. You have to have been doing the work up until this point, and you need to be doing it continuously right now. So peace to those who are. We need to, make sure we continue to do what we need to do for ourselves on an individual level. Know who you are, because this is important for you. This is a pivotal point. Learn yourself what you came here to do. Learn who the fuck you are. Take a look at your numerology. Take a look at your numbers. Look at your birth date. Look at your name. Look at the symbolism surrounding you and your birth. Pay attention to the signs and the symbols that you've been getting probably since you were a child, or since you awakened on this journey of ascension. Start paying more attention to the signs that are around you and who you are. Know thyself, because this is the time to know thyself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we are all a part of the collective, but we also must know thyself. We also are the captain of our own individual ships and the creator of our own reality. So, by you doing that and knowing your power, this is how you figure out what it is that you came to do. What's your strength? And you access that power at a time like now. And when you do, you can create a whole universe with your name on it. This is when shit start coming down. You can tear some shit down with this type of power. You know what I'm saying? The cosmic mother is funneling this energy in. The nothingness we talking about. We talking about that real triple darkness. While y'all talking about what they doing on the news, see, I'm hearing too much about that shit. And we got away somehow from us and what we supposed to represent. You know what I'm saying? It ain't but so much that they can do. Stop giving them all the power and take it back and put it in your hands. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's important to be aware. Please be on alert and please be aware, but don't be waiting on what they doing. See, when you focus on it, you actually bring it into fruition. Remember, like I said, this whole time, all of this shit has been nothing but a major smoke screen. They showed you this in the movie The Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? They got you thinking that this big monster is like right here on the screen. They got you looking at this wizard. You know, you off to see the wizard, right? When you get there, you like the scarecrow. You shaking in your boots. You're very afraid because you seeing this fucking shit that's up here. This monster, this government, this shadow government that's doing all of this shit. These secret societies, these people hiding behind a fucking screen got you so fucking scared that you don't know what to do. All you can talk about is, y'all better get ready. They're planning this and they're planning to do that. And what happened, brothers? You know what I'm saying? They've been planning shit for centuries and they've been doing it. But you here right now. What about what you planning? What about what your ancestors are planning for this? You think you alone? Man, please listen, man. At least I know for a fact that those on the God frequency, this is not every nigga with melanin. This is those who are on the frequency. You know who you are. My star seeds. You know what I'm saying? The goddesses out there who's tapped in, the feminine energies, the masculine energies. You know who's tapped in spiritually. You are not alone. If you think you alone, if they think you alone, they sadly mistaken. It's a whole unseen force out there that they can't touch. It don't matter how hard you swing at it, you can't touch it. If you look for it, it cannot be seen. If you try to understand it, it cannot be understood. This is because this level of intelligence, this level of dark matter energy cannot be contained. The Tao. This is where you come from. If you are someone who is of the God frequency, someone who is of the divine, supreme creator of all. You also too are a creator. But that don't come, you're not able to tap into that ability and access that ability first without going through the proper initiations and whatever that initiation is for you. It's never an easy task when you incarnate here on this planet to become God. You have to go through challenges. You know what I'm saying? Those who are chosen to come and do this work, if you know you had a mission and your mission was to come and help carry out this change, you came back this last time to help. So you automatically know that you are a target since birth. The energies that work against you actually incarnate in your own family. And then a lot of these beings, they work through the people close to you because they try to suppress you because they know that when you rise, they shit crumble. So get ready. Yeah, it's going to cause destruction. They telling you it's going to cause destruction and they right. But the type of destruction it's going to cause is not the destruction that you think. The destruction is going to definitely be taking place for them. This is why they scared. That's why they trying to send rockets up into space to figure out how to find the first eye. The first eye is up inside of you. They don't know how to access that energy. They don't have the ability to tap into that power because their neuromelanin is suppressed. They don't know. They have, part of them is Neanderthal. A lot of them are created with artificial intelligence. This is why artificial intelligence is being ramped up, so that they can try to survive through artificial intelligence. They don't know anything else. They don't have a soul. You're dealing with NPCs. You're dealing with people who are ran by computers. If you pull off the flesh and the mask of some of these individuals, you would see nothing but machine material behind it, and that's going to be revealed soon as well too. So I want you to understand this. You know what I'm saying? So you go back to the Wizard of Oz when they showed you and they had you thinking that this big monster was running shit, and then they pulled the curtain back and it was a little man behind the fucking screen the whole time running the whole show.
Please, sir, we've done what you told us. We brought you the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. We melted her.
Oh, you liquidated her, eh? Very resourceful.
Yes, sir. So we'd like you to keep your promise to us, if you please, sir.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I'll have to give the matter a little thought. Go away and come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, but I want to go home now.
You've had plenty of time already.
Yeah. Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful Oz. I said come back tomorrow.
If you were really great and powerful, you'd keep your promises.
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now.
Oh.
The great Oz has spoken.
Oh.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. The great Oz has spoken.
Who are you?
Oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
You are? I don't believe you.
No, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except me.
You humbug!
Yes, it's exactly so. I'm a humbug.
And had you fucking scared thinking that all of this shit was going to happen. And listen, anything that is written, anything that is in divine order will happen, but just know that everything has to happen in accordance with divine order and divine universal law. So that being said, the spiritual is in full effect. The physical cannot outweigh the spiritual. You have to, this is the time right now, to the enemies and to those that's been doing all of this crazy shit, you have to bow down. This is that time where you bow down. You know what I'm saying? Like Ice Cube, West Side Connection said, bow down. This is that time. You know, and again, this is a perfect time for you on an individual level to tap into your true power and harness this energy. I hope that you have something magical, you know, in the works, because this is the time, you know, and continue to do that work. Put that work in. But I don't want to see no more about or hear any more about what the fuck they doing, because I'm hearing too much about that as it pertains to this whole, all of this celestial shit. Do you think for one second that the energy of Ra that's shining, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about the sun. Do you think for one moment that sun is going to allow a group of people to shut it down when it's their time to go? Do you not know that all of this destruction has to happen? There's going to be some destruction here on this planet. It's just nowhere around it. But if you're on the right side of it, you should not be afraid. You should not be fearful. There's going to be some more. There's going to be some earthquakes. This eclipse is going to bring with it a massive shakeup. You're going to see more earthquakes. You're going to see some tsunamis. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see some water slides. You're going to see some more shit come crumbling down. But you're also going to see some explosions taking place in governments. You know what I'm saying? After this shit right here, after these celestial events play out, and again, these don't happen just, you know, right then and there, but it's going to trigger a domino effect where you're going to start to see even more, you know, people in high positions come crumbling the fuck down. This includes those who you never see. You know, those presidents that you see in there, they don't run nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not even the so-called secret societies. You know, you're talking about all of these different societies that's behind the scenes. Your Bilderberg group, you know, your Rockefellers and all of these Skull and Bones and all of these institutions. A lot of those are actually, you know, they're still in full effect, but they're falling. But there's even institutions and those that's behind them that you don't see that are also coming down. And so you got to be wary of this. So it's not you that need to be afraid. You know what I'm saying? They running wild trying to figure this shit out. They don't know how to get up off of this shit, you know, but they don't understand that they lack the key, you know. So yeah, man, you know, and this is what Sophia Stewart's book, The Third Eye, talked about. It talked about finding the key, finding the third eye. Everybody wanted to find the third eye. That's the key to all of this shit, y'all. It ain't that. It's not as hard as they making it seem. They don't have it. They don't know how to go within and access that power. You can. You have that neuromelanin. You have that consciousness connection to the cosmic mother. You come from that. You don't know what you like. Come on, you come from that. But you talking about them? You talking about these people? Really? Come on. What we talking about? What we talking about, man? You know? And again, this has nothing to do with, I'm not talking from a color and a race point of view. I am talking from a view of DNA and genetics. We're talking about DNA. This moment is all about activating your 12-strand DNA. That's what this moment is. And this is the time to do it. We're talking about genetics. You know what I'm saying? Has nothing to do with the other shit. You know? So if you can get that, you get that. You know what I mean? And so if you go back and look at the movie Area 51, if you all can remember the movie Area 51, do you remember there was a scene in Area 51 where it was a scene in Area 51 where there were these aliens, and there was these guys that was in there that was earthbound, these white guys in the movie, and the extraterrestrials who they had looking like aliens, you know what I'm saying, which all extraterrestrials don't even look like that. They had them looking like aliens. But long story short, in Area 51 there was a scene where these aliens were trying to get back home. They said they wanted to get back home, but they needed this substance to get back, and the substance had been stolen from them. And everybody was after this black substance. Nobody couldn't understand why. Everybody was after this black substance. It was like gold. And the extraterrestrials needed that substance to get back to their home. And so if you know how to break down and decode this movie, that black substance was symbolic of melanin. This is what they're searching for, because they needed the melanin in the movie in order to get back where? Home. Why? Because you cannot leave this dimension. You cannot go out of this plane of existence without having that neuromelanin. Otherwise, you get thrown into a constant loop of reincarnation and your soul gets trapped. If you don't have that melanin, that neuromelanin, or if you don't have a direct connection to the source, you cannot leave this plane. You cannot exit the third dimension and go higher. You cannot exit the earth realm. You cannot go beyond this dimension if you don't have that melanin. That's what that movie was symbolic, and that scene was symbolic of. They kept looking for this black substance. It was called, I can't remember what it was called, but you better know what it is. You better know what time it is. We're talking about neuromelanin. We're talking about the same thing that you have inside of you, and you can increase it through your meditation and through your inner workings. Get out in the, I'm telling you right now, it's more important than ever to get out in the sun. We are carbon-based beings, carbon-based people. You gonna let somebody tell you to stay in the house when we having one of the most powerful celestial events of the fucking century, and you in the house because they told you to stay in the house? You know what I'm saying? Now, you do need to be mindful of where you go and what you do, and that's always. But don't act out of fear is what I'm saying. You don't have to go out and be amongst a crowd. I wouldn't advise that, but I would advise getting out into a place of solitude nature, connecting with those nature spirits in the Most High, and find you a place to really tap in. Even if you not, and I'm not just talking about on this day, I'm talking about period. Get outside. You know what I'm saying? You know, they always want you inside whenever the sun's activity is increasing. This is what COVID was about. The whole coronavirus was about that. Let me watch what I say. I'm gonna have to bleep that part out. But the whole, the whole pandemic was about you staying inside and keeping you out of the sun. They wanted you out of the sun. Why? Because there was some powerful activity going on then with the sun, and they wanted you in the house because why? When you as a melanoid is outside in that sun, you begin to get activations. This is when you get DNA upgrades, and if you get a DNA upgrade, it triggers the activation of your 12-strand DNA, and all of those DNA strands start to come back online. And when they start to become back active again, you begin to remember who you are. It awakens abilities within you. You know what I'm saying? You start to deal with, you start to develop the glow. You know what I'm saying? You start to activate your light body vehicle. And when you do that, they fear that shit. They know who you are now. Now they know. Do you know? This is why they're afraid. Because listen, for some people, when the increase in the energy of the sun actually hits their body, when it hits them, it does not activate anything within them. In fact, it actually harms them. But for you, the carbon-based being, it actually activates something within you. And again, to those who are, regardless of how you look externally, regardless of your skin color, this has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about genetics. I have to keep going back to that because you'll get some people saying, oh, this isn't about race. Listen, we are going much beyond race. That's all surface level. I'm talking about DNA. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about DNA. If you can't grasp that, then hey, oh well, we here. So again, man, I want you to understand this shit is nothing more than a play to get you to focus your energy elsewhere, because right now they know that if you focus your energy on going within, you know what I'm saying? If you focus your energy on your own magic, this is a good time to be doing that chaos magic. If you know how to do chaos magic, change comes out of chaos. And anytime you have an eclipse, we talking about change and transformation. This is about transmutation, chaos magic right now. We talking about, man, because chaos is gonna come out of this situation. Ain't no way around. It's gonna be a lot of chaotic shit happening. This is a time for chaos magic. And with chaos magic, you want to work with the darkness, and you want to be able to illuminate while in that darkness. So what you want to do is use chaotic energy in order to create something out of the chaos. So this is the time. So when you take pressure and you mold it, you can mold it into a diamond. And chaotic situations actually bring about transformative times, very powerful change. Now, if you weak and if you are not doing the inner workings of the shadow work to raise your vibration, then you will be susceptible to everything that they throw at you. And you're going to be one of the ones who are in fear or afraid and talking about what they have going on or what they doing, So, we just have to continue to focus on what it is that we came here to do. And again, use this moment. Working with the power of the number 8. We got to tap in. And again, they talking about turning on this whole CERN and all of that. You know what I'm saying? When the whole reason why CERN was created is to find what they call the God particle. Let me tell you how lost and how far gone these people are. They're trying to find the God particle with CERN. That's what they initially created it for. But everything they search for, they keep finding is already within the melanoid being, the gods, the melanated being. And when I say melanated, I'm not just talking about every nigga that's black. I'm not talking about just people with black skin. I'm talking about people who have the genetic composition within them that's made up of the components of the divine creator, and they come in many different shades. But they know that the God particle, or at least they know now, but before they thought that the God particle was something that they could recreate. They're searching for it when we had it all along. See, they still was searching for the God particle when the God particle already exists within the melanated woman. It exists within the black gods, you know, the melanoid original God. The God particle is nothing more than what they call the God gene, the Eve gene, you know, the mitochondrial DNA, that creative force. And that is in the mother, the cosmic mother. It exists within her. And it's not to say that it just exists in the woman, because masculine and feminine both are needed to create. You know what I'm saying? Masculine and feminine are both needed. You know what I'm saying? And so, mother, father, creator, divine mother and father, you know what time it is. Tap in. Fear is an illusion, always has been. So get ready, strap in, and let's get back to doing and being who we came here to be. And stop talking so much about them. The more you say they and not I am, you know what I'm saying? The more you give your power away. And fuck that, you know? Again, it's cool to be aware, because there's a lot of things coming. There's a lot of things they're going to throw at you. But if you know what you're connected to as far as the source and the power you have within you, then there's no reason why you should be worried about that shit. It's like a kindergarten kid trying to throw rocks at a ship. You know what I'm saying? It's like a wolf howling at the fucking moon. It does not affect you when you know who you are. But if you give it that energy or that power, then it's exactly what it's going to do. You're going to fall susceptible to whatever they throw at you. So let's shift the focus back on us and our own power. And again, I've been hearing so much people talk about this whole, this eclipse event. It's going to bring this, it's going to, yeah, but I don't think a lot of people really understand what it's actually bringing and what you can do to create something during this moment. This ain't a time to be afraid. It's a time to be alive, man. So again, man, if this message resonated with you, I wanted to come on here and bring it to you, you know, because I hear a lot about it. And I wanted to give it to you directly from the source. I wanted to bring it to you, you know, live and direct, you know, from the cosmos, you know, channeling this energy from the higher realms of existence. Vibrating on the 7D frequency and beyond is where I'm vibrating from. I bring this message to you as a channeler, as a vessel, as someone who's here to do the work. And I look forward to seeing what you all have to say about this topic. Please leave a comment below. I hope that you watch this video to the end. And please, I hope that you share this. Hit the share button. Put this on your social media. Share this in wherever you are, and you know, in your circles, you know, because people need to hear it from this point of view. You know what I'm saying? If it's resonating with you, share it. Like it, subscribe, because I'm coming back with more, and make sure you leave a comment, you know. And if you need to get in touch with me, you know, for anything, including consultations, you know, I have some new services coming. Also, I have some courses coming too, man. Y'all get ready for that. It's some major courses I'm putting together right now that's going to really, really help you tap in. You're going to really want to touch base with me on that. If you're interested, make sure you stay locked in to thehouseofancestors.com. You know, they're not up there yet, but they coming. So just keep checking back at thehouseofancestors.com. But in the meantime, if you need to contact me directly, you can contact me by email at info@thehouseofancestors.com, man. So once again, man, you know, I had to come with this message. It's God I Seer from the House of Ancestors. And I catch y'all on the next one. Peace.